Hey guys, I'm Mason, and football season is back, and so is Game Picks. So, week one, as I usually say, is always the hardest for me to predict because I don't really have a feel of how the teams are going to be. I don't know. Preseason isn't a great indicator, in my opinion, of how teams will play, especially teams that play backups, and it's just hard to tell in week one for me. But anyway, this game, Lions-Chiefs. The Chiefs, I don't think they have any reason not to be good again this season. I don't think their team has changed all that much. I mean, last season, they raised questions with Tyreek Hill leaving. Nothing big like that I can remember happened. So, I still think the Chiefs will be good. The Lions, on the other hand, started playing good towards the end of last season. So they could be a threat this year. Their running back room changed quite a bit, more than I initially thought, but I mean they have David Montgomery now. He was pretty good with the Bears, so I think they'll still have a good run game. Their pass game should be good. I think the Lions will also be a good team this year, but I just don't think they'll be able to beat the Chiefs in this game. I'm thinking 24-38 Chiefs. That might be too high score, but we'll see. Then we have the Bengals at the Browns. The Browns, I'm interested to see how they do. I don't think they'll do all that great, but I'm very curious to see how well they do. The Bengals are another team like the Chiefs. They have no reason not to play good again this year. I don't see why their success wouldn't continue, and for that reason, I'm going to have to go with the Bengals just because I don't know how the Browns will do. I simply don't know how Deshaun Watson will fit in this offense, and I kind of know, I have a better idea about the Bengals, so I'm picking Bengals 23-17. Then we got the Texans at the Ravens. The Texans did really good in the draft. They picked up some good players, I think. I mean, it's always hard to tell with draft picks. And the Ravens picked up OBJ in the offseason, so this should be a fairly close game. However, I think the Ravens will win just because when you have younger players, it doesn't always seem to do as good as you would hope in week one. But as the season goes on, I think the Texans will get better. So I'm going with Ravens 16-27. Now you have the Bucs at the Vikings. I think this will be a close game because I think Baker Mayfield will be pretty good as a Buccaneers quarterback. I don't think Mayfield was ever all that bad. I don't know, teams just didn't want him. But I mean, the Buccaneers have a solid team. They have a solid defense, good receivers. So, I mean, as long as he plays good, the Buccaneers could go far. And the Vikings were really good last season. And they did lose Dalvin Cook, which could hurt a little bit. But other than that, I think their success will continue into this season. And I think the Vikings will win this one 20-27. Now we have the Panthers at the Falcons. And this is one that I really don't know. Both of these teams have changed a fair amount in the offseason. And honestly, I don't think either of them are going to do super great. But I kind of think the Panthers will win. I don't know. It's kind of just a guess at this point for me since they have both teams have a fair amount of young players. So I'm going Panthers 17-13. Now we have the Cardinals at the Commanders. I don't think the Cardinals are going to have a good season, just simply. I heard they're not favored in any of the games they play this season. So, and honestly, I don't think they should be favored in any games. And the Commanders, they still have that good defensive line. They still have Terry McLaurin. They still have a solid team. I mean, it's nothing great, but it's nothing bad. I think it's good enough to beat the Cardinals, especially since Kyler Murray is going to be out this game. So I'm picking the Commanders 16-23. Now I have the Jags at the Colts. The Jaguars were playing really good towards the end of the season. They made a playoffs. They did decent in the playoffs. They had a crazy comeback win against the Chargers and then lost to the Chiefs. The Colts didn't make it all that far, but they're another one of those teams. They got a new rookie quarterback, so I don't think it'll work that well right off the bat. I mean, it could, but I think the Jaguars are the better team here going off last season, so I'm picking them 27-17. Now we have the 49ers at the Steelers. This will be a really close game, I think. The 49ers got a new QB, so they don't really have weak spot in their team. Their defense is still really good. They still have Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel. I don't know if George Kittle is going to play in this game or not. I'm pretty sure he's questionable. You can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But the Steelers played really good this preseason. And I know I said preseason isn't always a good way to tell, and I still think that. But, I mean, when they played their starters, they played good. And they still should have a solid defense. And if Pickett can play how he did in preseason, this regular season, I think the Steelers can go far. So that's why this game was really hard for me. I'm going to go with the Steelers on this one, 17-20. But let me know in the comments what you think. I'm really interested to see what people think on that game. Now we have the Titans at the Saints. I don't see why the Titans would lose this game. I don't think the Saints are going to be a super great team, and the Titans will probably be fairly good as long as they have Derrick Henry. And I mean, they're just a solid team all around. I don't think their defense is all that bad, and they're all around a solid team. The Saints, on the other hand, I don't know. They have some good players, but I feel like they have some really good players and then some that are just like on the lower end. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm picking Titans in this one, 17-13. Now we have the Raiders at the Broncos. This one I'm curious on because the Raiders also have a new quarterback, but the Broncos have a new coach. They have Sean Payton now, and towards the end of the season, the Broncos played better once they fired their head coach. So I'm really curious to see how this year goes for them. I kind of think Russell Wilson will put together a decent season, but I could be wrong because I kind of thought that would happen last year too. The Raiders, on the other hand, I don't know. They don't have a reason to be super bad, but also if they're not super great, I won't be surprised. I don't know. They're just one of those teams that have a solid lineup, but I'm going to pick the Broncos in this one, 20-24. Now we have the Eagles at the Patriots. I just don't see the Patriots winning this game. Not that they're a terrible team, but I just feel like the Eagles are so much better. I mean, from what I can tell, they just got better this offseason, and they made it to the Super Bowl last season. They had a dominant season. Like, they played really good, and the Patriots just didn't play as good as they normally do last year, so I don't see them winning this game. I'm picking the Eagles 31-20. Now we have the Rams at the Seahawks. This is another one I'm kind of curious on. The Seahawks should be able to win the game, I think. Geno Smith played good last season. I think he'll just keep improving this year. And they have a really stacked receiving core right now. They have a pretty good defense, a lot of young players, so it could be bad, but honestly, that could be a good thing, especially for their future. And the Rams, honestly, I didn't follow them that much this offseason. But I think they stayed about the same. They still have Aaron Donald, Matthew Stafford. I heard just tonight Cooper Kupp is going to be out for this game, so that gives the Seahawks another huge advantage. So I'm picking them 16-23. The Dolphins at the Chargers. These are two solid teams, and they started playing better and better as the season went on last year, from what I could tell. So this could go either way. The Dolphins got Jalen Ramsey. I'm pretty sure he's new to the team this year. I don't know, it seems like forever ago that some of these trades happened, but last season was longer ago, if that makes sense. But I feel like this will be a balanced matchup. So I'm curious to see who's going to win. Again, these two teams I didn't follow that much this offseason, or the preseason. I didn't really follow many teams this preseason. But I'm picking Chargers 27-21. Let me know what you think. Then we have the Packers at the Bears. As a Bears fan, I'm hopeful that we can beat the Packers in this game because Aaron Rodgers is gone. But being realistic, I don't. And like DJ Moore was a good ad this offseason, but I just don't know if we can trust Justin Fields enough in this game. We'll see. I'm really hoping so, but in preseason, he didn't do all that great. And I follow the Bears because I'm a Bears fan. But like, I don't know. I feel like the Bears have a solid chance at this one. I don't know. It could go either way. Let me know what you guys think. But I'm being optimistic and picking the Bears 20-23. Sunday night is the Cowboys at the Giants. This should be another good one, honestly. Division rivals, so those games tend to be close more often than not. And they're both just solid teams. I don't know. I really don't know on this one. It's tough. I kind of think the Cowboys, just because I feel like they have more star players, if that makes sense. But I won't be too shocked if the Giants win. So I'm saying Cowboys 28-20. Then Monday night we have the Bills at the Jets. And don't forget, if you want to be part of Monday Night Picks, join our Discord server. I have a link for that in the description. And there's one link to our channel, so you should be able to find one. And then I just ask you guys who you think will win this game, and I'll display the results. You'll see later on in just a couple of minutes. So the Jets got Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if I mentioned that in the Bears-Packers game, but the Jets have Aaron Rodgers. They have a great defense, a lot of young players that are really good, you know, because they're not rookies. They're like second, third year. It seems like they have a few good receivers. They have a good running back. I think they'll be a team to beat this year. And the Bills are also a great team, don't get me wrong. But they just, I don't know. They always, I think I underrate them a lot because I don't feel like they'll win this game. I just think the Jets are stacked and they'll be tough to beat. But I don't know. The Bills aren't bad. They have all good players. It's just they need to fix some of their turnovers. So yeah, as I said, I'm picking Jets 24-27. I think it'll be a close one. And we had one person for Monday Night Pick say the Bills and 2 say the Jets. So if you enjoyed the video, as always, be sure to like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments who you think is going to win these games. And I'll see you next time on Good Gamers. Thanks for watching.